several men came down the road, rushed in the yard, and you know, um, pretending to be police officers. In fact, it was said that they were dressed. Some of the men were dressed in police looking vests. We are in the community of Commodore in the Linstead police area. A very unfortunate and I might say a very awful scene where 9 persons were shot, 5 persons have so far confirmed dead, and we are here, trying to put together, the pieces to determine what really triggered such an awful situation. The community of Linstead has been doing pretty well since this year. Last year, this time, they were seeing something like 20 odd murders compared to just 8 murders up to this point until we have this very unfortunate situation. The indicators so far are suggesting that this might be a continuation of gang conflict, which comes as a surprise to us because really and truly this area has been quiet for a while. And so now we have all our senior investigators, we have several senior officers who are on scene. We're trying to quickly, ensure that we have a strong response to the situation here. Unfortunately, in the numbers, we have a 4-year-old who, was brutally killed earlier. We are disturbed by what happened. The community is in shock. And so we are going to be providing the kind of leadership and resources that will bring a speedy resolve to this situation.
In terms of gender, ACP, can you tell us?
Well, we confirmed that we have 6 males and 3 females who were impacted. And as I indicated, 2 females died and 3 males died from the encounter.
What incident took place inside of a yard or on the road?
Right. It started along the roadway into a yard along Commodore. Sometime there about 8:45 thereabout. It was reported that several men came down the road, rushed in the yard, and pretending to be police officers. In fact, it was said that they were dressed. Some of the men were dressed in police looking vests, which is pretty concerning for us as investigators at this time because it doesn't represent the kind of operations of the police.
So, why, ACP, could you sort of tell us what kind of yard is that? So many people in that yard?
Well, it's what we would refer to as a big yard kind of setting, several houses within the confined space. Really a family setting. Most persons were enjoying their Sunday afternoon. The interesting thing is that it's not a yard that is strange to the police because we've had reasons before to visit that location on numerous occasions. So we're aware, of some of the long-standing issues and challenges that were impacting that particular family.
What was the numbers like, in this general area last year, at this time compared, to now?
Well, this police zone last year, this time we had something in the region of 20 odd murders and just 8 murders up to this point. Linstead space in particular was just seeing 4 murders up to this point. So as I said before, Linstead was doing pretty well. And so this really comes as a shocker to us.
When I heard the barrage, sat down, recognized my wife was really traumatized now. But I said, don't be calm. Noticed, we heard it subsided and people leaving in a hurry. Then I started to call members of the community that I know is in close proximity. How are you doing? Are you alive? Yes. And when I was assured that they were fine, then went to bed. It's a tough one. Never ever in my lifetime in Commodore we had 5 people destroyed at the same time. Never.
And she took a picture of the child, which I placed on my status to celebrate my student, as I've always done. And I gave her $1,000. I gave the child $1,000, and I gave the aunt $1,000, and said, just buy some refreshment in there for the little girl. It's her birthday. And to hear in the middle of the night, my phone kept ringing that she died. I cried. So I can only conclude by saying it is time for us to stop the crime and violence. It's time for us to stop killing our children. And I have all confidence that the Jamaica Constabulary Force will do justly. We continue to support our staff as they're mourning. They were beautiful children. We all cried together at this time, and I know the Ministry of Education from Region 6, they are on their way to offer additional support, and we thank them in advance. So may we continue to unite against this monster of crime and protect our children at all costs. Thank you so very much again for coming.